Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm back with an Amine tutorial, and it's going to be similar to the Pink Panthers one that I did last week. As of today, when this video gets uploaded, Amine's new album is coming out. Just like Pink Panthers, I've really been enjoying his singles that have been coming out over the last month, so I decided why not make a tutorial around some of my favorite parts of all of those songs. Also, like the last one, I made these beats live, streaming on YouTube and Twitch, so if you're interested in watching me do that, don't be afraid to subscribe and catch a live stream sometime. I also released a new project last week called Semester 3. It's a compilation of my favorite songs I made over my last semester at college. So if you're interested in drum and bass, breakcore, jungle, house, anything like that, go give it a listen. But other than that, let's get right into the breakdown. So with this first beat, it's a little more house oriented. I based it more so off of Arc de Triomphe than the other two singles that Amine had. And that sounded more like it had a sample in it, so I went and looked on YouTube and found, I believe, a jazz sample that I thought sounded pretty good. Sounds like this. And I chopped it up in just this simple section. I also pitched it up 6 semitones, or 600 cents from its original pitch. After that, I started working on this pretty basic rhythm. We got a kick, a shaker, and 2 types of perks that are more rim shot kind of sounds. And together they sound like this. Before I split all of the channels, I turned up this swing knob just a little bit to give it more of a bounce. And as you'll see with the rest of the drums, I grouped them all together to be on this drum bus, which has RC20 on it, crystalline, which might be a little redundant because I enabled the space, which is the reverb module of RC20, Structure for some bit crush, some OTT, and then H delay. And I learned this in one of my classes at school, that you can mix in some delays to add in a nice swing too. As you can see over here, I also turned it down a little so it wouldn't be overbearing. With this specific delay, normally I would have something like fruity delay with the ping pong mode turned on, but when it's enabled on H delay, there's just too much movement for me and it doesn't sound good with the drums. So here's the pattern again, just with it off so you can tell the difference. And then over here, I also added in another percussive sound and another shaker to really fill it all out. And also added in this subtle little drum loop. Then for the rest of the instrument parts, we got this super simple bass from Serum. That towards the end of every 16 bars, I believe, goes into this pattern. I thought that just sounded nice because it added a bit of variation between 2 transitioning sections. And on the bass itself, I added duck, which is just like a simple LFO tool. So it gives the kick its own room that kind of allows the bass to glide in so it doesn't sound too overbearing. Then, like in my Pink Panthers beats, got these little key fill-ins. And also these strings from Xenology. And for the plucks, we got Structure with the Bit Crusher. 2 instances of fruity delay. One's on the ping pong, the other might just be on the default chorus, and then some wider to give it its own space in the mix. And then for the strings, we got this mixer preset that I got going on that I also used for the strings in my Pink Panthers beat. The main thing doing the work, the fruity convolver and the guitar rig, with all these crazy effects going on. I have a gross beat on it, but it's disabled. That's just to add some halftime if I want it slower. So real quick, here's just a snippet for beat 1. Then for beat 2, we got more of a simple, spaced out sort of beat compared to that first one. We still got the same sort of themes going on with the drums, just a simple kick, shaker, 2 sort of rimshotty percussion sounds. Same sort of drum bus too, just without the delay, along with another percussion loop added in. For the instruments, I started off with this pad from Serum, this bass from Trillion, and these cool little key / pluck fill-ins. I also added in the second bass line to give it some more variation. And that also has a similar duck preset on it. Then at the end, when it was all said and done, I felt something was missing and I added in this little bongo pattern. And then with that paired with the rest of the drums, it sounds like this. I didn't really know how to start off this beat too, so I decided to add in this nice little 4 count that just gets right into the groove of the beat. So here's the little snippet. So with all that being said, here's a quick snippet. So yeah, as you can see, there's not a whole lot to these beats either. You just gotta add in enough little details and where things sound unique. Personally, that first beat I showed you, my favorite out of these two, and part of that is having the delay on the drum bus. That helps with the bounce a lot. Also, turning up the swing knob here, piano rank, also helps with that a lot. But with making cool little textured details like these fill-ins, messing around with effects like delays, reverb, maybe even little granulizing stuff, filled in without being overbearing. But with all that being said, thank you all for watching. Like always, if you have any suggestions, comment those down below. And also go check out Semester 3. The links for that are also below. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon.